The 1-4 matchup features a division-leading Halifax Hurricanes versus the Island Storm. Halifax has had much success against the Storm this season and owns a regular season record with a convincing 8-3 edge with an average margin of victory of 12 points per game. After the first 10 games of the season, the Hurricanes had a modest record of 6-4, which included a pair of back-to-back losses to the St. John Millrats in early January. They started to establish their own identity as a team, and their style of play improved collectively. Halifax would fail to lose 2 games in a row for the rest of the season, en route to the best record in the league. On the topic of best record in the league, Halifax would also establish themselves as a dominant force inside the friendly confines of Scotiabank Centre, where they produced some of their highest scoring outputs of the season, beating teams by an average margin of victory of 14 points a game. The inside-outside game for Halifax has been spectacular. Their roster is made up of great shooters with fantastic range, complemented with a collection of big men that can get the job done down low. Of note, the Hurricanes finished the year with a top 3-point field goal shooting percentage, led by league leader Shane Gibson. But get this, they also have the top field goal shooting percentage in the league, led by the beast Mike Glover, who was the high man in the league in this category. After a thrilling finish to the season, the Island Storm end up in the number 4 spot and turn their focus on the Halifax Hurricanes. Overall, the Storm have played Halifax tough this season, and a few of the losses they experienced at the hands of the Hurricanes came down to late game possessions and execution down the stretch. For the Storm to have any success in this series, they will need to find a way to get a win on the road at the Scotiabank Centre, a place where they've had 0 success going 0-5 on the season. One area that the Storm have to exert their will is on the rebounding side of the game. As good as the Hurricanes are, they are weakest on the boards. Case in point, in all 3 of the Storm's wins over Halifax this year, they've out-rebounded the Canes. Players like Terrell Baines, Chad Postumus, and Brian Addison will have to continue to defend down low and keep Halifax off the glass to have a chance in this series. The Storm come into this with a slightly short-handed roster that's a little banged up. The most obvious absence would be team's leading scorer Brent Jennings, who is serving an indefinite team suspension handed down in the final week of the regular season. Big man Chad Postumus is returning back to the roster after an injury, and his minutes will be monitored. The absence or partial absence of both these players will have an impact on the roster, but for the Storm, it's more about who's there versus who isn't, and they have a capable collection of players who possess the necessary toughness, scoring ability, and experience to make this series competitive. Keep up to speed with all the postseason action at Playoff Central by visiting NBLCanada.ca.